All right, everybody, I'm going to give you a live lesson on what you need, some real math, to pass my class, if that's something that's an issue for you, or how to skip the final, if that's something that's an issue for you. So how to pass my class for the year. Remember that you need your accumulative grade for the year to be a 70% average. So what you're going to need is you're going to need to know your Q1, your Q2, and your Q3 averages. So let's just say we have 4 averages, and we need those all to average to be 70. Well, let's just say we had 70s across the board. Obviously, that's going to give us an average of 70, and those add up to 280, right? So remember how we find our average. We add each one of these, and then we divide by how many there are. So 280 divided by 4 would give us 70, right? That's our average. So it really doesn't matter what our 4 grades are. We really just need a total of 280 if we add those percents together. And if we divide that by 4, we're going to be left with an average of 70. So change these numbers, but if we keep the total of 280, so like let's say I subtract 5 over here and I had a 65, but I had a 70 here and here, but then like maybe I had a 75 here, that would still give me 280, so an average of 70. So here's how you calculate what you need. Take your 3 scores that you have so far this year, Q1, Q2, and Q3. Add them together. Okay. Now, what we don't know is we don't know yet our Q4 grade. So we're going to leave that one blank. But let's say our grades were, I don't know, a 63, a 72, and a 68. Take a moment to add all 3 of those things together. Let's see, that's going to give me 150 140 plus, that is going to give me 203. Well, what we know is we need our total to be 280. So think about what else would you need in order to get that 280? Well, it looks like we need an extra 77. So to pass the class for the year with these 3 grades, I would need 77 more percentage points to get that 280, that magic number that would give me my average of 70%. So add your Q1, Q2, and Q3, and then just subtract that from 280, and that's going to tell you what you need for this quarter. All right, now, since these percentages, they've been rounded already, so to be sure that I'm achieving what I need to achieve, I should probably shoot for a 78 or a 79, just to be certain. Okay. Now, that's if you just want to pass the class for the year. Now what you have to consider is, how do you skip the final? Some of us are there. Some of us are going to pass the class very easily. Well, remember that for the final, you need to have an 85% or above. So let's just see what that total would have to be. So let's say we had 4 85s across the board. That's going to tell us our magic number total. So let's see, 185 or 85 and 180 and 85 is 170. 170 and 170 is going to give us 340. So our magic number here is going to be 340. That's what we need our total percents to add up to for the year. So in a similar fashion, add your Q1, your Q2, and your Q3 grades together. So let's say I had an 80, I had an 82, and I had another 82. And I want to know, is it possible for me to be exempt? Well, let's see what I'd have here. I'd have 164 plus 80. I'd have 244. Well, I want to know, okay, what is my last grade going to have to be to get to that 340 mark? Well, let's work backwards. Let's subtract that 244. That gives me 96. So in order to get over an 85% for the year, I would need to get a 96% in this quarter to get above that benchmark. And I'm going to tell you with this online type stuff, grading is easier. So we can definitely kind of elevate where we were during this quarter to make sure that that happens. So I hope that gives you an idea of some calculations that you can do on your own to see what you need for this quarter to get to where you want to get to.